Hello and welcome to our channel. My name is Stephanie and together with my friend Danielle, we clean people's homes for free. In today's video, we are cleaning the hallway and the kitchen of this home. We posted a video last week of us cleaning the same home, but we cleaned the living room and the bathroom. So if you would like to see that, I will link it in the description below. I don't go into too much detail about the resident that lives here, but I did mention previously in the last video that the resident has depression, struggles with self-harming, is currently grieving for a close family member, and has PTSD from childhood trauma. Now, I'm not telling you that to garner sympathy for the resident, but just to explain the many reasons that a house can get into this kind of condition, and to reiterate that this is a judgment-free zone. Any judgmental, negative, nasty comments will be removed. We aim to help these people by giving them a fresh start. We are not professional cleaners. We are just women who want to help others in our community and are in a position to do that. And so our motto for this channel is progress, not perfection, because whatever we do in these houses, they will be in a better condition than when we arrived, and that's all we are aiming for. The voiceover for this video might sound slightly inconsistent simply because I actually recorded the voiceover over a week ago, and since then there have been some major developments in the channel, and so I just wanted to come back and add in some more voiceover and talk through a few things. When I first edited the footage for this video, we had around 60 subscribers, and at the point of doing this voiceover now, we have over 4,000 subscribers, which is absolutely mind-blowing to us. The channel right now is where we were hoping to be in a year's time, and so to get there within the first month of doing this it's just so incredible, and we are so grateful to everybody who is here now supporting us. But we want to give a special thank you and shout out to Mac at Midwest Magic Cleaning, and a huge thank you as well to Bonnie at A Beautiful Mess, who reached out to us directly and offered her support. We are just so immensely grateful to have the support of Mac and Bonnie, not only because of the rapid growth that the channel has seen over the last few days, but also because, as Mac has said previously, there are only a handful of people in the world that do these kind of cleans, and for two of those people to notice us and reach out to us and offer their support is just absolutely incredible, and it is just such a welcome into the cleaning community. So as well as addressing the channel growth and thanking Mac and Bonnie, I also wanted to answer some of the questions that we received from our previous video, and to just explain a little more in this video about what it is we're doing as requested by so many people. When we first came into the property, we could barely open the door because of the amount of boxes and rubbish and things in the hallway. So the first thing we did was we cleared the hallway, and then we moved into the living area at the request of the resident, and then we kind of split off a little bit. I started on the kitchen, Danielle started on the bathroom, and then we just kind of swapped depending on which tasks each preferred to do. So the way that we've divided the videos was into the hallway and kitchen, and was into the living room and bathroom. And the reason we did it that way was because the most satisfying cleaning happens in the kitchen and the bathroom, and so we wanted to have some of that cleaning in each video, which was why the video, like both videos, are not in chronological order. One of the most asked questions that we got in our previous video was to do with the recycling and rubbish disposal, so I thought I would address that in this video. Obviously, there was a lot of rubbish in this home. We removed over 50 black bags full, and about 90% of that was aluminium drinks cans. Now, in our part of the UK, which is Fife, Scotland, in our households we have 4 bins. We have a bin for cardboard and paper, a bin for plastics, a bin for general waste, and a bin for food waste and like grass cuttings and garden waste, that kind of thing. As well as that, around town there are bottle banks so that you can dispose of glass bottles, for example, and there are clothing banks to dispose of textiles. As well as this, in certain towns in our region there are also recycling centres, which we just tend to refer to as the dump, because you can also take general waste there. When doing these cleans, we don't have very much time, and also we don't have the resources ourselves to dispose of the waste. So in this particular instance, no, we did not recycle. We bagged up all the waste together, and it was a local gentleman from the community, a man with a van, whose name is Jim Love, who very kindly volunteered to take all of the waste to the dump for us. However, unfortunately, we had put all of the bags outside to be collected, and in the short time that they were out there, there were complaints made to the council, and the council actually uplifted all the rubbish about 2 hours before it was due to be collected. And we were very concerned that this would result in fines for the resident, so I contacted the local housing officer, who had fortunately heard of us, and she understood that because collection had been arranged prior to the complaints being made, any fees or fines will be waived. We did just hand clean the floors in this property because we are still building up our cleaning supplies and figuring out what we need for these homes, and we didn't have a mop or long-handled brush with us, so we just used little scrubbing brushes and floor wipes. Now we are moving on to the kitchen cleaning, and there is a little funny moment coming up. One thing about me is that I am quite afraid of spiders, which does seem silly in comparison to other cleaning channels that I watch who are dealing with mice and rodents and cockroaches. But what can I say? Phobias are not exactly rational. Danielle doesn't really particularly like spiders either, but that was her coming in and saving the day. She actually did that a couple of times for me during this clean in particular. So back to the cleaning, what we start with is picking up all the rubbish and removing that. The floor in this kitchen was very, very greasy and slidey, and so I was just trying to be very careful when going back and forward with the rubbish bags. I have commented on the squeakiness of the sped up videos in my previous video, and so many of you commented saying that they were like mice or squirrels or chipmunks, and I just thought that was so adorable. Usually with cartons or bottles we would empty out the liquids, however with milk we were absolutely not doing that because the smell would have been so sickening, so we just put them in a bag, double, triple bagged them. However, the bags were then placed in the residence household bin outside rather than risking putting them in the van of somebody who had kindly offered to take away the rubbish and risk spilling that milk all over his van. This was the point just before we were stopping for a break and I was struggling to take off my mask, so Danielle came over to help me, and then I kind of freaked out a little bit because she was still wearing her dirty gloves, so she backed off. One of the things that was frequently commented on in one of our previous videos was I was washing dishes in a basin of water that had soap in it, and then I was placing those dishes on the draining board and not rinsing the dishes. So I just wanted to clear a couple of things up. First of all, the way that the sink was set up, there wasn't really like a separate part for rinsing dishes. There was just the basin filled with soapy water, which isn't ideal when it comes to rinsing dishes. But I will be completely honest, it wasn't even something that I had thought about. Cleaning does not come instinctively to everyone, particularly myself. Like, I was never actually taught to clean. The houses that we are cleaning on these channels is similar to the houses that I grew up in myself, and at some point in the future I will go into more detail about my own story and my own past, but not in this video. I'm just addressing the dishes question. So no, I did not rinse the dishes in that video. However, at the end of the clean, Danielle was hand drying the dishes, and any like excess soap was likely rinsed off by Danielle, which I previously could not confirm because I didn't know. However, after watching her wash these dishes and rinse them as she went, I'm pretty confident that she would have rinsed off the soap in the previous video as well. In terms of the products that we have been using throughout these videos, we don't really have any set products that we use. We're kind of just at the moment using our own cleaning supplies. We aren't 100% sure what the best products to use would be. So in this video and in our previous video of this home, the main products that we used are a Zoflora multi-purpose spray, which we literally bought because the smell of it was amazing. And we used a Domestos Power Foam spray, which I had never used that before, and honestly it might now be my new favourite cleaner because the foam is just so satisfying and it just smells amazing. We also used obviously floor wipes, fairy liquid, dish soap. I had told somebody that we used elbow grease spray on the stovetop, but actually that was incorrect. After rewatching the video, it was actually Flash multi-purpose spray or Flash oven cleaner. I can't remember what it's called, but it was a Flash brand anyway. For the oven as well, I was using a Mr. Muscle oven cleaner, but I did actually run out of that, and so I was mainly just using fairy liquid and water for that. When the oven clean is happening, which is coming up soon, I'm not really going to talk over it because I know some people enjoy like the scraping and scrubbing sounds. So I'll just explain now that I didn't really have like a set way of doing it. I just kind of sprayed product, left it to sit for a little while but not for very long because we were on a time crunch. I first of all just scraped away as much of the grease as I could and then used paper towels to wipe away as much as I could before spraying product and scrubbing and then rinsing and wiping with microfiber cloths, etc. I watch a lot of other cleaning channels on YouTube and they honestly make it look so easy. And so I just wanted to point out that this clean was almost challenging yet, and we really found it to be not only physically but mentally draining. So even though this was done over 2 days, the first day we probably spent 6 or 7 hours here, and then by the second day we only spent 3 or 4 hours here because we were just so mentally drained with it. I think for future cleans we will maybe have to leave a few days in between to let us recover both physically and mentally. So you will probably notice towards the end of this video like we aren't as energetic as what we started out as, and there are things in the property that we probably would have liked to have done, but we just were kind of at that mindset where we're kind of done now. We've done enough. So the end result won't be perfect, especially the floors. That was kind of the moment we were like, okay, we've had enough for right now. So when it comes to the floors, our main goal is just to make them safe because they were so greasy from all the fat and grease and oils that were in this kitchen. And so that's why the end result for the floors aren't going to be as satisfying as we would have liked. I just wanted to make you, our viewers, aware of this because this really is a challenging job to do, and we just want to be completely transparent. At this point, Danielle was going through the cupboards and talking with the resident and doing some decluttering, getting rid of things that were no longer used or that, like cups with missing lids, for example. So she was able to clear out a good chunk of this cupboard, and then she cleans it out and replaces it with the nice clean dishes. This cooker was my favourite part of this clean because those icicle looking things are actual grease, and so this was so satisfying to clean.
to the original sound? So can you have it, you saying nice and clean, please?
Okay, maybe. As you heard, there was Danielle talking, so that was just a little sneak peek of her voice because she is a little bit shy, so is not currently joining me on the voiceovers. We're coming to the end of the video now, so I just wanted to pop in once again and say thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate your support, and if you like this kind of content, please subscribe.